Happy Wednesday, no, actually, what's today? Happy Tuesday, everybody. Sorry that I missed you on last night. I was traveling to Atlanta, Georgia. I am speaking at the 2025 Google Leadership Conference. Thank you for accommodating us. But let me tell you something. Tonight is going to be good. Welcome to Celebrity Court, where fame meets the law and no headline escapes the gavel. I'm your host and judge, Al Reynolds, and tonight we're tackling some of the most controversial, career shaking, and justice defying stories and headlines. From body shaming lawsuits in the gig economy to a family feud that adds another twist to O.J. Simpson's infamous legacy. Tonight's docket is what? Packed with drama. We'll also drive into new allegations against Sean Diddy Combs with former Danity Kane member D. Woods shedding light on her time at Bad Boy Records. And let's not forget Bishop T.D. Jakes, who's battling explosive accusations that could shake the foundation of one of America's most prominent churches. Meanwhile, an international crime ring targeting luxury homes has been uncovered. And in a shocking twist, Karen Huger, oh my God, how did this happen? From Real Housewives of Potomac is facing fallout from her DUI scandal, including possibly not returning to the Real Housewives of Potomac. So buckle up, because tonight isn't it just about legal battles? It's about the culture, it's about the controversy, and it's about the accountability that comes with being in the spotlight. All right, let's dive in. But before we get started, let me introduce our legal beagles that are joining us on our special edition Tuesday night. First up, you know I can't do this show without that fiery civil attorney, Shatan Turner. Counselor Turner, welcome to Celebrity Court.
Thank you, Your Honor. Hi, Algorators. I'm excited. Tuesday's different, but it'll still be hot.
It's definitely going to be hot. Joining her is humorous at law, the one, the only, Sean Carter, but not that Sean Carter. Sean Carter, welcome to Celebrity Court.
Hey, just happy to be here. Happy that nobody put out a documentary, The Fall of Shitty, today, so I'm happy.
About you, right?
Yeah, not about me today.
And last but not least, the author of Shit I Didn't Learn in Law School, Jason Weiss. Welcome back to Celebrity Court.
Thank you for having me back, Your Honor. And the more and more I practice law, the more and more shit I figured out I didn't learn.
That you didn't learn in law school. And of course, we want to welcome Danielle Cameron. Thank you. Abby NYC. Thank you. Letha Robinson Smith. Thank you for joining us. Sonny Clark. As always, Daphne. Everyone, welcome. All right, please do me a favor. If you see a like button, can you please hit the like button? Also, hit the subscribe button. If you're already subscribed, hit the share button. Invite some friends over. Let us gossip with them while also teaching them the law. Don't forget to turn on your notifications. And as always, drop down in those comments because we love to hear from you. Now, speaking of hearing from you, this first case is going to be very controversial, but we're going to keep it real. All right, first up, a Michigan rapper has filed a lawsuit against Lyft. That's right, claiming she was body shamed by a driver who told her she was too big to fit in the car. The rapper alleges emotional distress and humiliation, bringing attention to discrimination in the gig economy. Lyft has yet to comment, but this lawsuit could set the stage for how companies handle incidents like this moving forward. All right, I'm going to throw this to Shatan Turner first. Shatan, what does this rapper need to prove in order to win emotional distress in this case?
So I'll talk about that. It's interesting, this case. The rapper is a woman named Dank DeMoss, and she raps under BBW, not BBL that everybody's getting, BBW.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I forgot to pass it to our plaintiff. Let's take a look really quickly right here so everyone can get an idea of who we're talking about.
Lyft driver denied me service. BC of my size.
What you saying?
Yeah, I got no space. Mom, my car is small.
I can fit in this car.
Look, believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me. So, I'm sorry.
What I'm gonna do about my money?
I'm gonna cancel you. You're not gonna be charged.
So you telling me I can't get in the Lyft because I can't fit in your car?
Yeah, you need to order a bigger car.
What makes you think I can't fit in the car?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What makes you think I can't fit in this car?
Because the car is small in the back. For me,
My best friend has a Benz that's newer than this that I can fit in. That's the same size.
Mm-mm.
sorry, I can't.
So you really telling me I'm too big to get in your car? So I gotta order another Lyft.
And to be more specific with you, I got very tired tires.
What I got to do with your tires?
Yeah, and you have no space.
How you know I don't have no space?
Yeah, I got no space in the back. Believe me.
How do you know I don't have no space?
Because I tried before.
Huh?
Because I've been in this situation.
So every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL it's called.
No, I
Right.
would never have to order Uber XL.
That can't be true.
What's your name?
It can't be true.
Abraham.
All right, plaintiff. All right, so y'all know. Listen, full disclosure, y'all know I've been married to a 300 plus woman. So, full disclosure, we don't order regular Uber to transport anywhere because we know she can't fit. So, go ahead, Attorney Turner. Tell me what's the deal here?
Well, first of all, you were married to a diva, and not everybody can afford to roll like that. So it's a question really of preference versus function, right? So the issue that this woman was bringing up when she was having this conversation with the Lyft driver wasn't, could she have ordered a larger car? Of course she could have. What she was fighting for, well, who was that? The Beastie Boys who were fighting for the right to party? She was fighting for her right to get into the car and to see whether it fit. That's why she was asking so many questions. We'll put aside for a moment whether she was actually just trying to set him up for a lawsuit. But the claims that they're trying to assert are intentional infliction of emotional distress. That has 4 elements. The defendant must act intentionally or recklessly. The conduct must be extreme and outrageous. The conduct must be the cause of severe emotional distress. And so what she's indicating is that his actions were mean, right? Because she's sitting there or she's standing there just attempting to get into the car like everyone else. And he's denying her the opportunity to get in the car. And so what she's saying is that she was denied service. There's also a statute in Michigan that gives her additional rights that don't necessarily exist in other states that give her protection on the basis of weight. Another argument that hasn't really been brought up in anything I've read is whether or not she might have a potential claim under the Americans with Disabilities Act and whether he failed to accommodate her by refusing to allow her.
This is my problem with
I
this
would argue.
attorney. And I want everybody to know I'm not body shaming anybody. I don't come from a family where women are size 2, size 6, size 8, 10, or 12. Everybody, all the Black women in my family are size 16 and above. So let's be clear, I'm not body shaming anybody. But to me, this is like you going to a department store, knowing you are a 3XL, asking the sales associate to bring you a large.
No,
You're not
You got
getting
to
a large, lady,
it's like
ma'am.
going to burger.
You might think you
burger
can
your
fit in a
way.
large, but you're not fitting in a large, ma'am. You're not fitting in a large. I honestly, that's a C-class sedan. My family members have C-class the sedans. Nobody over 250 pounds is getting in the back of a C-class sedan.
But
Just like for me, as a 6'2" guy, I'm not getting in certain vehicles in the back. It's not going to work.
Unless she was with Diddy. Then they could just slap her.
Baby oil, just slide in.
There you go.
But the Lyft advertised that it would allow 4 people. And I think as we were talking about in chamber,
But not in the back seat, Attorney Turner.
yeah, but 3 people can fit in the back seat, supposedly. And so if I'm her attorney, I'm arguing that she was at least as large as 3 people. She should have had the opportunity to try. Lyft did make one statement, which was vague, saying they don't discriminate against people generally. And so that's what they're saying in defense.
Generally.
But I do think that the safety concern, so if she were to argue what the other attorneys don't like from an ADA,
absolutely not. I would not have let her. I would not have let her in my car either.
That having her in the back posed a direct threat, and that's why he excluded her. The problem is, right, the advertisement wasn't clear. I've never seen a weight restriction in the advertisements for any of these car services. I've never seen anything cautioning people of size to not order the lesser car, right? And so you're saying that you guys knew that you couldn't fit your wife in the other car, but y'all were balling. BBW hasn't really had a hit. I saw some lyrics online that suggested that she raps really raunchy because it was like, I'd like to F BBW NEWRAW, and that's a little raunchy for me. But anyway, it's supposed to rhyme. But I think that's the problem. And I think her question was a good one. Are you telling all big people they can't fit in your
No, Attorney Carter, hold on. Attorney Carter, help me out here. There is no way, first of all, that I would have been in compliance of her being in my back seat because I can't get a seatbelt on her to secure her to transport her. So if the Lyft driver actually thought about it, what he should have said was, ma'am, I can't secure you properly because I don't have a seatbelt to fit you. And it is the law of Michigan that you have to put on a seatbelt to travel in this car. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. And let's take another step here. And you made the great analogy, all right? Because basically Attorney Turner is saying you got to let her try to squeeze in there, get the baby oil and squeeze it in there and see if she fit. But here's the difference is, if you go to the Versace store and you want to try on a size 2 and you a size 23, they ain't going to let you squeeze in there and bust out all of the damn clothes. You can't be busting out my car and then be like, oh, you don't fit. And her argument is ridiculous in this respect. One, humiliation. I wouldn't even know who you were if you didn't post this shit online yourself.
There was no one there. There was no one there.
Right? You didn't get humiliated. You, and by the way, this would be another thing, by the way, if you were out at the club and they left you stranded, you at your house. Just take your ass back inside, get a chicken wing, and then be done with it, all right? Yes, I'm going to say it. All right, you don't act like she's a stranger to chicken wings. All right, she ain't stranger to no part.
She's not a stranger to ordering Uber either. She knows if she's taken Lyft before. This is my issue. She knows if she's taken Uber before, which she has clearly because she has the app. She knows which cars she fits in.
But
she knows that she needs to be in at least an XL.
But you're not.
She hasn't had a hit.
Well, hang on.
But you can't. That means you can't take Lyft, sweetie. That means you have to take the bus,
or you can't spend the extra $6. I mean, it's not like you're saying that you need to go get a chauffeured Escalade to drive you around. That's $150 to take you. The difference between the next level up and that one is like $6, $8 if it's traffic.
Not if it's a surge.
Not if what?
Not if it's a surge. I think these were surge times. I think that she had budget and she had something.
Okay, hold on. Attorney Turner, would you give her a ride in your car?
One of my cars is a Buick Enclave, and so she could fit.
Oh, she clearly thinks she can fit in a Buick Enclave. Will you give her a ride?
It's got captain seats. It's got 3 rows. She could fit back there.
Yeah. What's your other car?
The other car is a BMW 540.
Yeah.
Get her in your BMW.
Sedan. I don't think she'd be comfortable back there.
Oh, yeah. So wait, what about if she wanted to fly and sit next to you in coach? Would that be okay?
She would have to buy 2 seats.
So then
based
why
on her weight, she would have to buy 2 seats.
And forget about the weight, just the pure size. That tush ain't fitting in 1 seat. It's not.
I think that the strongest argument that
it ain't even about the tush. It's about the stomach.
Everybody deserves the right to to party
Try.
and to get rides. However, your point about the safety belt is the biggest thing, and he should have led with that. Here's the problem, and here's the comment for the algoriters, right? And this is also why I have a job, is because people in customer service often don't think downstream, right? He was not thinking about the safety belt. He did not want her in the back because of his tires. That's what he was talking about. That was a argument that was fraught with mistakes because of the optics. There were legitimate arguments he could have made. He did not make them. And so here we are, and Lyft is going to have a situation, and BBW might
But
get
will
a
they?
payout.
But
He
do
might get a
they?
BBL.
But do they?
There's
Attorney
a-
Turner, hold on, Attorney Turner, but do they? Because when you sign up for Lyft or Uber, you sign a passenger agreement. And the passenger agreement says that you have to be able to fit in the car and you have to be secured by a seatbelt in order to ride in that vehicle. So do they really have a problem if they go back to the customer agreement, right?
But yeah,
Could she have been able to put on a seatbelt given the dimensions of his seatbelt in his car? And the answer would be no.
well, here's the thing. We don't know because she didn't have the opportunity. Now, as we know, if you've ever, transport children all the time with a variety of different sporting equipment, and one of my kids plays the cello, right? When we have the cello, we don't have the passenger seat in the same position as we do when we don't have the cello. So I'm not sure if you had his passenger seat pushed all the way up, might she have been able to fit back there and have a seatbelt? I don't know.
No, the seatbelt doesn't go that far.
Right.
The seatbelt doesn't go that far.
One of the comments from Hi Felicia is great, and it says, "What if he drove her and the seatbelt came loose while in a simple accident that hurt her? She'd sue for the seatbelt." So no matter what, this driver was glutton for a punishment. Period.
What he should have said is, "I can't safely transport you. That I have."
That's what he should have said.
I have
But
your
she-
safety at my concern, and I can't safely transport you.
That's
The
what he should have
problem is,
said.
whenever you start telling people specifically you are too big to do whatever, and you
Right.
don't have evidence to support it, it's problematic. So he
Right.
bought himself this inquiry.
No, well, but here's the thing about it. Let's be clear. All right, this is a guy who only bought this lawsuit because it's Michigan. Michigan has this weird law. The ADA has actually specifically said, "If you're too big, I don't know what to tell you." All right, there's Ozempic. All right, so don't even. And you are basically saying that a guy who does gig work should have to go to law school so he can do gig work to know the right reason to tell you that you can't bust out his tires. Is that what we're gonna say to people now?
I'm saying that if you don't use the right words, you give people the ability to assert arguments. That's all I'm saying. But I agree with you. I think it's unreasonable to expect them to talk like lawyers. And I think this is an interesting thing for us to discuss. So the message for the algoriters.
Okay, can we break it back down to the basics? Can I dial it back to just this one thing, and I'll come to you, Jason.
Okay.
This is all I want us to think about. This isn't her first time in a Lyft car, right? And she knows that she cannot get in a regular Uber. She knows that. This is not anything new to her. At minimum, she should be ordering an Uber XL to transport her. The fact that she is not in an XL lets me know that she's setting me up for the okie doke. And that's why the humiliation claims would never work. Ma'am, the first thing I would do as your lawyer is I want to see what you've ordered in your Lyft rides in the past. Have you always gotten a Lyft ride in normal Lyft cars and not the XL? If you can prove to me that we have transported you in our Lyft cars, in our regular size cars, then maybe you can talk to me. But if I go through your history of Lyft rides and you are an XL and SUV, then what you're doing is playing a game, and we're not having it.
Well, Your Honor, though, haven't you gotten lucky? So haven't you been with a group and ordered a cheaper car because you didn't want to pay the upcharge, and then what came was a car that was bigger than you expected? BBW was trying to get over That's what it was. When he came, she had, or I would say I haven't looked at her.
I got it. But sweetie, it didn't work. It didn't work this time. I can't see her getting in a C class for no reason. Shit, I can barely get in a C class in the back seat.
So
can you
that's the
imagine
point,
her
though.
trying to get in that back seat?
the drivers have, like we rate the passenger, the drivers can rate the passengers, and they could put a note on there saying, like, don't pick up, if you're not in an SUV and all this. And for all you Lyft and Uber drivers out there, if you need lessons on what to say, Attorney Carter for $49.95 will sell you his package, and he'll teach you what to say.
He'll teach you what to say. Well, let's
Don't
be
say
real.
what I would say. You're going to jail.
You can't take a bag on a plane with over a certain pound and not be charged. She's not new to this. She didn't go from 100 pounds to 400 to 500 pounds overnight. She knows the business of being overweight. I'm not trying to be funny. Like, she knows the business, just like we all know. We all have overweight people in our family, and we all know that there's certain ways that we have to accommodate them in every way. We have to accommodate them where they sit. They can't sit in folding chairs. They can't ride in normal cars. They have to ride in like a SUV or a van.
No 5 Series BMWs.
Right, we're not new to this.
But my son's 6'3". He can't sit in a normal, flight. When we're flying. Yeah. I have to, at a minimum, get extra leg room for him. Otherwise, he's going to be eating his knees the entire flight. Yeah. I know it. I don't try to beat the system hoping that I'll have an empty seat between us. No, I mean, we do that.
That's a good point, Turner. I could see that, because how many times have you done that? Where you want to get a nice ride and you just order the regular XL or Uber or Lyft, and then they show up in like a nice Mercedes. It's like, yeah, I done got over. Right?
All right, guys, let's get to the comments real quick. All right, Tiffany HR says, it's true, Al. I used to be 460 pounds, and my life was much, much different. I used to break chairs, etc. That's right. All right. Takara Tucker said, Al, you were to a BBW. You better. Well, you're right. Tia says discrimination all day, regardless of what Al thinks. Okay, everybody can have their say. Danielle Cameron says, just thank God Lyft didn't send her a Mini Cooper.
I think she was the one who also mentioned, somebody mentioned here in the chat, they should have sent a forklift. LYFT.
You guys are devolving. I want no parts of this. This is going to a place that we can't return from.
But don't take a Lyft, because they won't drive you there.
I don't know. Okay, next topic, please.
The next story for tonight.
All right, jury, algorithms, here's the debate. Should Lyft be responsible for the actions of the drivers? Should Lyft be responsible for the action of the drivers? That's a good question, actually. Should Lyft be responsible for the action of the drivers, or does the blame lie solely on the individual driver? Good question. Let us know using hashtag Celebrity Court. All right, the Simpson family drama continues as O.J. Simpson estate sues his son. Yes, you heard me correctly. O.J. Simpson's estate sues his son, Justin, for allegedly moving into a family-owned home without permission. Now, the estate claims Justin has refused to leave, creating a legal conflict over ownership and use of the property. The case adds yet another layer to the Simpson legacy, and it's raising eyebrows across the board. Now, this one I don't get, so I'm going to go to you, Attorney Weiss. What legal standards apply in family property disputes like this that has landed this son, Justin, in the courts?
So, first of all, this family property is in Las Vegas, Nevada. And this property is owned in the name of an LLC. It's called Primary Holdings LLC. And guess what? It's owned and operated by Justin Simpson. So, he's the owner. He's the
He's the
operator.
owner?
Yep, he's there.
Why can't he use it?
Exactly, and that's what this is all about. Look, down here in Florida, where everybody comes to get the homestead exemption and to protect their things, people buy homes in LLC names all the time. Why do you do it? Legal protection. Things can't get taken. You have ownership. You have that. You can sell your LLC that owns the property to somebody else. You can sell. So he is rightfully there. He's the owner of the LLC. The LLC owns it. The estate can try to make a claim, but at the end of the day, it's not the estate, and it wasn't OJ that owned it. It is in the name of that LLC. The other thing that I just want to say is that they're also trying to sell off his stash of prison pornography in order to get more assets for the estate.
Wait.
Yep, you heard me right.
Wait.
But
OJ got prison porn?
Yep, he has a stash of prison porn that they're trying to liquidate assets and pay off the creditors. So to me,
hold on, counselor. I need some details, please, because this judge right here is no. So is the porn? Is he in the porn?
No.
It's his collection.
Hustler.
But
move on.
But the point behind it, and the reason I brought it up, is the fact that the estate is trying to gather as much as they can because there's so much that he has to pay for. And I guess me buying the Sports Illustrated, with him on the cover sign didn't help the estate out that much. But at the end of the day, they don't have a claim from what I can read. And Attorney Carter is going to say differently. Look, it's in the name of the LLC.
All right, before we go to Attorney Carter, I want to read what Death God said. Death God said OJ was getting his booty clapped.
God damn.
Al, they said you were about to be an
Number
investor.
10 said Al was about to be an investor in that point. Well, I like to listen. I need to see what's going on. All right, Attorney Carter, tell us what Attorney Carter, how do you disagree with that? It's the LLC that owns it. He's the president of the LLC. He should have right to be in that house.
Yeah, except for the fact, how did the LLC get the property? And the way it got the property was OJ paid for it. So there's a concept in the law called fraudulent conveyances and transfers that says you can't just, oh my God, you know what? Everyone's going to take my stuff. Let me give it to someone else, and now it's theirs. And so there's an idea that basically says, hey, OJ was doing this to try to get out of this debt. By the way, you know how much he owes the Goldmans? $100 million. There was a $33 million lawsuit that's been gaining interest, a $33 million judgment that's been gaining interest for the last 30 years. So everything that goes in that estate is going right to the Goldmans, including the porn. So hopefully Fred and them enjoy that because hopefully they like black women on the cover. I saw a little bit of it. But the point is that
Attorney Carter.
It was in the TMZ, okay? And the point was same place Attorney White saw it too, by the way. And the bottom line is simply this, though.
How dare he throw you under the bus too, Attorney White?
I know.
Hey, it's okay. It was a 2010 Pet of the Year with Taylor Vixen. I mean, it's okay. But he also had Cover Girl with Eden Adams. So there's various different pictures. You can go check it out at TMZ. But don't do that during the show. Do it later.
You did.
Oh, right.
100%.
Turner.
And the bottom line is simply this, is that once Attorney White's absolutely right. If that conveyance was not fraudulent, if it was okay, if the court clears it, then that is Justin's house. He can keep living in there, screwing his other three brothers and sisters out of their portion of the money. And here's the weird part is if he doesn't, nobody gets the money. Because that money goes into the estate, it's all going to the Goldmans.
It's all going. I don't understand.
Here's what I don't understand. The person that's saying, or the entity that's saying that the house was transferred while OJ was living there to the LLC is the estate. It's not the creditors that are claiming it. You would think the creditors.
I think this is what I think in public opinion. I think the other brothers and sisters are mad that he got an out that was carved out. He's living in a beautiful house while the rest of them have to be in a 2-bedroom apartment because everything has been taken from them that their dad has left because it has to go to the Goldmans. He had a carve out. They don't like the fact that he's living large. and they want him to go down too. That's what it sounds like to me.
Family drama.
Family drama, and I got to be honest, I wouldn't want him eating caviar if I was eating sardines. It wouldn't work out.
And he really could have sold the place as the LLC.
No, but if he's
he
he could have gotten the money.
You know, he could have paid them out too. You know, it is kind of messed up that he just sitting up there in the crib, and like you said, they in a extended stay America somewhere eating.
I don't know that. Listen, OJ Simpson family, this is just conversation. I don't know where y'all live. Do not take it literal. I respected your dad. I sat beside him at Johnny Carcon's funeral. I enjoyed him. I played golf with him. So I was just putting it out there. I don't know where you guys live, so please.
But I do think the debt was only about 34 million. I think it's the interest on the debt.
Yep.
So
okay, so let me ask you this. Could Justin claim implied permission to occupy the house?
Well, the question has to do with ownership, not occupancy.
So his strongest argument is it's my house. I own it because I control the LLC. I'm the managed LLC, and it's my house. And that's why he's there. And he's saying, but the other argument is you're squatting, and that this corporation or this LLC is merely a fiction to help evade what's supposed to occur with the house to go into the estate. So that's really going to be the question.
Well, this is a good tip for the algoriters. This is the kind of thing people do all the time. My dad had his house in the trust.
Like a lot of algoriters probably their grandmother's house.
Absolutely.
Right?
Here's the thing that's important. If anyone challenging this, one of the things they're going to go back and say, how real of an LLC is this? Have you been keeping your records and your minutes? Is this a real company? And if you haven't been doing that type of stuff, they could then say, you know what, it's what we pierce the corporate veil. We take that away, and it's OJ's property. So if you do that, you do have to make sure you follow whatever formalities are in the thing. Have a meeting once a year, whatever the rules are. You need to make sure that you actually do that, because otherwise, if someone challenges it, they can just rip it all apart because it doesn't look real.
And don't own it as an LLC in Florida because you don't get your homestead exemption. Have it set up in a revocable trust. That's the way to do it.
All right, algoriters, this is a question for you. Is this simply a property dispute, or is it, like I said, a symptom of deeper dysfunction in the Simpson family? Share your thoughts using hashtag celebrity court. All right, guys, next up. Now, this is cutting me to the core because I listen to me some Bishop T.D. Jakes, usually on a regular basis, especially when I'm going through some stuff. But next, Bishop T.D. Jakes, you guys, is at the center of a legal and public firestorm. Dwayne Youngblood has accused Jakes and other church leaders of abuse, sparking outrage online. Now, Jakes' team has filed a countersuit claiming Youngblood's allegations are part of an extortion scheme. With claims dismissed and new accusations emerging, this case has ignited a heated debate about accountability in religious organizations. All right, I'm going to go to you, Attorney Sean Carter. What legal strategies could Jake use to prove extortion if he's leading with that to get the case dismissed?
Maybe first we should go to beta. Do you have some video here?
Oh, yes, that's right. My apologies.
Feel Tyrone about this case?
I think this is the most heartbreaking one. I'm actually working for Dwayne for free because I believe that the ethics behind this outweighs any payment that I could ever receive. At the end of the day, you can't stifle someone's First Amendment rights. I just don't think that that's fair. I think that
was sort of suggested. Yeah, exactly. And that's just not true.
Usually counsel will have a confidential conversation. Normally when I send out an appearance letter, I always offer the ability to go to mediation. And sometimes I put a bracket of what I think the case is valued at, looking at other cases within the jurisdiction. And I do look at an average of what those jury awards have been for similar cases with similar facts.
All right.
Before we go into you, let's read some of the comments, guys, just to get a temperature check here. Purposely Delicious says, why they are lying on the bishop. Toria Williams said, I'm tired of people messing with TD Jakes. I listen to him all the time. Me too, Toria Williams. I listen to him all the time. Takora Tucker said, Al, I love to send you info on him, and you and the team can go over it because this hit the scene before 2025. Oh, really? Okay. Def God said TD Jakes is a power bottom.
They're bad. They get worse after that.
Hold on.
Bottom,
said TD
all right.
Jakes, Mr. General, high booty.
It just goes down.
It goes downhill.
Person says, why does it feel like everyone is constantly trying to bring this man down, constantly trying to get money? It does kind of feel like that, right? Danielle Cameron says, no, not Pastor Jakes too. I knew once they saw him looking greasy and heard his name with Diddy, we should have known this was coming. Oh, I'm so sorry. Ted said, AKA the exposure I'll get covering this celeb case is payment I want. SL says messy. Sonny Clark says super messy. Z says maybe he's just bi, Al. Okay. Purposely Delicious says this attorney is working pro bono now till it's a payday. And Toria Williams says, why Larry always trying to take Bishop down? That's true. I do. He has a thing. He has a hard on for Bishop. Sorry. All right, Attorney Carter.
All right, so this is what happened.
Second style. Did I miss that memo?
What?
The sweater he was wearing. Those Coogee sweaters from the 90s. Are they back? Because
No.
Bill Cosby used to wear that sweater.
Yes.
On the Cosby Show.
Yeah,
And I don't
ruined
think you could find it anymore, but maybe it was vintage. But anyway, I'm sorry. I distracted you from the real issue.
No. You can't get
No, I
that.
think this is
Trail.
Counselor Turner, who knew you were so petty?
Yeah, you can't get that. You can't get a Gordon Gartrell. You can't get none of that. All right, but let me tell you what's happening. All right, for you TD Jakes people out there, and Your Honor, you know, favor ain't fair. All right, favor ain't fair. Shabana, you know, the whole speaking in tongues. All right, here's what happened. This person, this young man, this man, grown ass man, said that TD Jakes tried to kiss me 40 years ago. And he did that on Larry Reid's show. He did that about the time that TD fell out last November. And remember, if TD was on stage and just fell out, it was around this time. All right, and I understand why he fell out now. He's like, I tried to kiss you 40 years ago. So then the next week, his lawyer sent a letter to TD, and they said, hey, give us $6 million or we going further with this. And then TD's people said, fine, you know what? We got you for extortion. And so they filed a lawsuit against him for extortion, saying you're trying to extort the money out of us. Now, here's the weird part is, normally before you file a lawsuit, you do go to the other person. And you say, you did this thing to me, and unless you give me money, I'm going to sue you. So it's not usually extortion unless, and here's the weird part is, how you word the letter. All right. And what they're saying here is if he had said to him, we had this hard thing happen to us, you tried to kiss me, it's worth $6 million, it's fine. But if you also say, and by the way, if you don't pay me, your reputation is going to be ruined. You're now going to lose all that big church you got. All right. Everybody gonna believe the Diddy rumors. All right. If you say that stuff, then it looks like more like extortion. And it turns out, even if it's true, even if he did try to kiss the man, right, then it does not matter. It can still be true, and he can still be guilty of extortion if you were trying to get extra money out of them by threatening to ruin their reputation. And so
if you're threatening to go to the police or report to an agency, that's where the extortion really comes in. If you pay me, I will not go to the police with this. There's extortion. It could be $1, it could be $10 million. Here's the other thing. This attorney has recently been referred to the grievance committee by a judge from the Southern District of New York, expressing concerns over his pattern of filing salacious lawsuits intended to attract media attention and pressure defendants to settle quickly. When you send a letter and you say, if you don't pay me $6 million, not only am I going to go to the press with this, but I'm also going to file criminal charges against you, that attorney sanctioned immediately.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this now. Usually as attorneys, you say where there's smoke, it could possibly be fire. Why are there so many people coming forward against this man in this fashion? And are we to ignore it, or could there be some truth to what some of the people are saying?
I'd prefer not to speculate on the bishop, but I did want to add a little bit to what Attorney Weiss was saying in terms of attorneys who attempt to influence a settlement by saying they won't press criminal charges. That's against our ethical rules. Like, the criminal charges are on their own and you should pursue them or not pursue them, but it's per se against our ethical rules to try to use that as leverage for a civil settlement. And so that's where people get into trouble. Sometimes people hint at it, but to say it directly is a violation. And so that's why that attorney is going to be in trouble. I will say this, because I, like you, have listened to TD Jakes when I've been in rough times, and I've watched Jump the Broom maybe once a month. I like that movie, and he produced it, and he's in it. I will say this: you got to watch the company you keep. And so Danielle Cameron was being funny, I think, when she was talking about him out there looking greasy and hanging out with Diddy. The being greasy didn't hurt. He should have had somebody with a powder brush or powder puff to make sure he didn't look so shiny on TV. But anybody who is linked to Diddy is going to get it accused of a lot of things just by proximity, right? So, I mean, we talked about those allegations against what his mother did when he was a kid, having parties allegedly, right? She wasn't involved in the freak offs. No one said. I think she was too old to freak, but here they are saying that she invented the freak off, right? So anybody within that purview or in his orbit is going to be charged with something, I think, and they're just going to see where it lands.
Okay.
And by the way, in the clip we had, the longer version of it, the attorney then starts saying, "Hey, if you out there, and Jake's trying to kiss you too, call me up." Right? He's trying to troll for new cases because he's trying to be like Busby, right, for Diddy.
So Christian R says, "Is Jason married?" Hey,
I know. Oh shoot, I didn't see that. Oh, Jason.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. Y'all do not want to wake up Tova over there now. Tova will take all y'all down for her man. Now. I've known Tova for 20-some years. Don't mess with Tova Weiss now. Tova Weiss will take all you ladies down. All right,
25 years.
Y'all better back up off her man. All right,
hey,
algorithms.
Mrs. Carter ain't that protective, so go ahead and come on over here.
All right, algorithms. So this is a question. Are these accusations against TD Jakes credible, or is this an attempt to exploit a public figure's prominence? Let us know. Drop down in the comments. Let us know by using hashtag Celebrity Court. Before we go to our next session, come on, algorithms. I need your help. Hit the like button. Let us know you're enjoying the show. Also, hit the subscribe button. If you already subscribed, be sure to hit the share button and invite some friends to come over here and watch a whole lot of this ridiculousness as we teach you the law. Don't forget to turn on your notifications. As always, keep crowding that comment section because we love reading what you have to say. All right, next up, a group of Chilean nationals have been arrested. Yes, you heard me correct. Have been arrested in the connection with a string of high-profile burglaries targeting luxury homes in wealthy U.S. neighborhoods. Now, listen to this. Authorities claim that this is a part of an international crime ring with advanced tactics used to avoid detection. This case raises serious questions about how global criminal organizations operate. So with that in mind, I'm going to go to our resident global organization crime specialist, Attorney Weiss. Attorney Weiss, what are the challenges of prosecuting international crime rings?
Getting them here in the United States is the hardest part. They will flee, and I understand we have, long-arm jurisdiction and we can do all these things, but the truth of the matter is, for burglaries and robberies, we're not going across borders to get these people. Now, here's the thing. During the arrests of these Chilean nationals, they found things that were stolen from Joe Burrow's house and a couple of other celebrities and they think this is all into the the news that was around that, when the teams were traveling and they knew Joe Burrow was out of town, that's when they broke into his house. So they think that this is connected. So these are very intelligent criminals who went ahead and planned this out and followed the football schedule, and kind of like the surfers in what was that, Point Break, where they followed the waves and they did all this. So that's what it is, and all they're missing is the masks of the presidents. That's what it is. So again, these Chilean burglaries. I mean, I don't know if this has anything to do with the fact of where they're from, or it could have just been that these were three people that happen to be from Chile that, saw an opportunity and took it. That's basically the gist of it. I mean, there's a lot more. And the FBI has now, basically said, if you're going away, protect your stuff and be careful. But, come on, we've all known that for years. And, Joe Burrow, you got to lock your front door.
Okay, so I got this question for you, Attorney Carter. Could the victims pursue civil lawsuits against the suspects if they can't get them criminally?
Yeah, I guess so. It's really hard to get money, right? Blood from a stone. Think about it, even when people have money like OJ, all right, you can hide it for a while. So the idea is, if they don't get any really criminal help and restitution here, it's not really going to go any further.
Got it.
I love that movie Point Break, though, Attorney Weiss. That was Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze at their very best. And then who else did they have? Gary
Busey.
Yeah, Gary Busey. That was a good movie.
And I wouldn't recommend watching the reboot of it. It wasn't that good. I think the only sequel that's going to be as good as the first is going to be my second book when it comes out.
All right, Algoriters, this is a question for you. Are these criminals exploiting systemic weaknesses, or is this a wake-up call for better protection for luxury neighborhoods? I think crime has gotten so sophisticated now that it's intentional. They know that they can flee. They know that the U.S. isn't going to spend all that money to try to chase them down internationally over a burglary, regardless of what was stolen out of the house. So I think this is big business, right? This is big business. All right, let's keep it moving, everybody. On to the next thing. Oh my goodness. Former Danity Kane member D. Woods is the latest to come forward with allegations against Sean Diddy Combs. She's accusing the mogul of manipulation and mistreatment during her time at Bad Boy Records. This adds to a growing list of claims against Diddy, with artists demanding accountability for years, they say, of alleged exploitation. All right, Attorney Sean Carter, let's go to you on this. My first question here is, well, first, let's look and see what collateral we have from the bailiff.
Curious why you decided to speak up now. Well, it's more of a question of why I have not been able to speak up in the past. And I would say that this moment now is a time where I feel like my experience, my truth will really be heard and actually considered and believed. He is looked at as a hero of our community, and myself included, I looked up to him too, So a lot of people don't want to believe that their hero can be this other person.
So, Attorney Carter, I do have to say that there was something that she said that resonated with me, and that was because she feels like that people will believe her now.
Yeah.
I do. She got me right there, because before I was looking at her side eye. But the fact that she said, because I believe people might actually listen to me now, I think I will listen. So what are your thoughts here, Attorney Carter?
I would have believed her back in 2006 when they were making the band. Here's why. Her allegations aren't the baby oil allegations. She says basically that he was verbally cruel and was mean and basically would threaten to throw people out of the group all the time. Yeah,
but she also said, hold on, Attorney Carter. She also said that she would not want to be left in a room with him by herself because she was afraid of something sexually happening to her.
Fair enough. And once again, was that at all surprising to you? The way he was staring at who's the white girl, Aubrey, the whole time, right? I saw drool on his chin most of the time looking at Aubrey.
She's been very vocal though. Aubrey O'Day has been very vocal about his inappropriateness.
Thank you. So the bottom line is, like, I agree with you 100%. You know, whatever she told me about Diddy in that regard, I believe it. We saw 90% of it on TV. Right, and this was not this was bad even back then by those standards. All right, he had people going out to get him sugar cookies and pie in the middle of the night. As Dave Chappelle said, Cambodian breast milks. Like, he was out there acting a fool. All right, the entire time. And so, yeah, I believe her. He was a fool and mean to people. Yeah, he showed me that in 2006.
He did. That show was all about Diddy and his ultimate power trip. He was mean to the girls on the show. So the notion that this is far-fetched, that he was meaner in private, I really don't think it's far-fetched.
So let me ask you this then, counselors. What legal options do former artists have after so much time has passed if they feel like that they want to come forward? This is my question. At this point, how do you come forward with your Diddy story and not look like you're coming forward because of money? I really do believe for some reason, because of the way that these stories are unfolding, that there had to have been some type of sentiment across the industry that you were afraid to share your Diddy story. Right. I don't care what you say to me, that it's quite clear, right? But now, with all these people coming forward, especially with the BuzzFeed involved, you really can't figure out who's coming forward with sincerity and truth and who's coming forward because it's an opportunity for a money grab. If you're a part of this legal process, how do you cipher and divide the two?
I mean, look, you could just come out and you could say that, you know, here's my story, I'm telling you my story, and that's it, and don't come out with a lawyer or don't. But I mean, that's also not the smartest thing to do. I mean, look, right. You come out, you tell your story, and you're not trying to get you got to come off being sincere, not trying to get your 5 minutes of fame, not trying to hawk a new movie you're in or a book or something, and just tell it. You know, look, the flip side would be you could tell it anonymously, but then we're going to rip into you for not standing behind, you know, what you're saying. So it's sad that, you know, it's gotten to the point that everybody that speaks out kind of is being viewed as having a handout and asking. Right. And even if you say, I don't want anything out of this, but you still want something.
That's sad. Okay.
We're so judgmental and duplicitous in how we evaluate people who come forward. If you have traumatized me, I have my hand out and I want money because I've been through shit. That's all I'm saying. They don't have to be saints. Like the notion that they want money does not automatically discredit them. No one said that you can have to only be telling your story because you want justice. You know, that's why we have a whole civil legal system. It says that if you have a claim, then you're entitled to compensation. Whatever the amount is whatever the amount is. You have to be careful not to go into the extortion things that Attorney Weiss explained so well before. But yeah, if you touch my Tootsie Cat, I want money.
I'm not even going there.
And here's my thought.
All right, Attorney Turner. Well, we know that Tootsie Cat requires cha-ching.
Yeah, I'm not even right. I'm not going to touch that.
Yeah, let me clarify that. Yeah, if you touch it without consent, there are other circumstances. Yeah, other circumstances are different.
I was going to say now, you divorcee now. You can't. You better clear that up real quick. All right, let's read some of these comments here. Crystal S says, if D, oh wait, Lord, where'd it go? Okay, here we go. Crystal S says, if D, Dawn, and Aubrey was big, they wouldn't be talking. Oh, Lakers in the five said, take that. Abby NYC says, I think Wendy has been playing the chin for that reason. Totally fear of Diddy. Toria Pink Love Jessica says, shield. Oh, Jason got a little fan club over here. All right. Toria Williams says there are too many lies being told. Did he beat Cassie? Yes, we all seen that. but all this other stuff is not believed by me. Okay, I don't know. You probably need to know about him a little bit. Toya Crowder says, you don't have to want money because you speak out. I've been sexually harassed and never sued, but I did file a complaint. Oh, good for you, Toya Crowder. That's very good. Venetia Phillips says, you can, oh, well, where'd it go that quick? Oh, my goodness. Hold on. Geez, so many more comments. Here we go. Can you tell from the show Diddy was mean to them? Yep. Tiffany HR, pay me for my pain. Okay. Riri says, at this point, anyone suing Diddy for money isn't going to get anything. You're right. There's too many suits before them. You're right. Sonny Clark says, but when the person is powerful, fear is a mother and will keep you silent for a long, long time. I think it's hard because if you speak against someone like Diddy in the music industry, you run the risk of never seeing your musical career get out of any type of starting block. So I could see you turning a deaf eye or a deaf ear to what you experience and hoping that you can find someone else to breathe life into your career. So I completely agree with that. All right, person says people are used to grit. He wasn't there to be their best friend. Okay. Everybody's got a perspective.
No, please read Christina R. and then we'll be done.
Okay, no worries. Let me see. Christina R.
Christina R. If you
Christina. Okay, Christina R. says, if you touch my Tootsie Cat, I like it. We may be able to come to Christina R., you and I got something in common. Because let me tell you something, Christina R. This is what I said. You don't have to slip a Mickey in my drink. I'll do it for free. I'll do it for free. I promise you. Save the $20 that you're going to buy the Mickey. Hey, we good. You ain't even got to. All right, algorithms, here's the question for you. Is this a reckoning for the music industry or an overreach targeting a mogul's success? I'm going to be honest with you. It feels like a reckoning, if you ask me. It feels like a self-calibration of stuff that has run amok for way too long, and now there needs to be some type of system put in place for accountability. That's my personal opinion with all of this. And people have participated in it so long that now we can't tell the difference between right and wrong when it comes to inappropriateness in the music industry. That's just my 2 cents. All right, everybody. Finally, Real Housewives of Potomac star Karen Huger is back in the spotlight, but not for the right reasons. After being found guilty of a DUI, Huger has fired her legal team and is now asking for sentencing to be delayed, citing her enrollment in a rehab program. Fans are divided. Is this a genuine step towards accountability or just another strategic move to delay the inevitable? All right, Counselor Turner, you are our resident reality lady. How does enrolling in rehab affect sentencing in DUI cases?
She's attempting to play on the mercies of the court to say, look, I had a problem. I recognize I had a problem. I have gotten treatment for this problem, and therefore I am no longer a threat to society, and I should have a more lenient sentence than you otherwise would have given based on my good behavior and enrollment in the program. And she's even going a step further in terms of the court of public opinion, right? She refused to participate in a reunion show that Andy Cohen was having, and she wrote a letter saying she ain't doing that no more, and she's not even going to be on the show because they were trying to come for her, asking her all these questions, and I think she got tired of it. Now, there's been some competing comments. Some people are crediting her for like getting out and with her dignity, and other people are saying that she got out because she didn't want accountability. Either way, she says she's not going to participate anymore, and she left it with her, I don't know if it's a famous phrase, but I'm going to incorporate it into everyday life for me. Stay fabulous and always remember class and grace never go out of style. Right. I like that. So she said that she's coming back in a rebranding. We don't know what that is, but I'm here for it. I like her. And, that night struck me as she was perhaps fighting with her husband. She got angry. She had a little too much to drink. And then the cops duped her because they didn't even give her Miranda rights.
No, they needed to give her some glue to glue that wig back on the top of her forehead and on the back of that wig. Okay, that's what she needed to do. Because baby, that wig was in D.C. and her head was in Maryland. All right, Attorney Carter, explain to me how firing her legal team delayed further cases.
Well, here's the thing: so she was supposed to be sentenced tomorrow, and by firing her legal team, she got an extra month. And that month is probably going to do well for the reason that Attorney Turner mentioned, is that it gives her one more month to stay in rehab. Girl, don't leave. All right. I don't care if they take your wig, you just be running on their bald headed, but don't leave the rehab. Okay. But if she can stay there, then she has a month under her belt to be able to say, look, Your Honor, I've come that far. I asked, like, why would you even change your legal team? But maybe the idea, I'm sure she's mad because they got her convicted in the first place, is like, I can get someone else to get better arguments as to why I should be. But the biggest thing is going to be the month she spends in rehab. If she can stick that out, that'll give her a big up in trying to get her sentence reduced and trying to stay out of jail.
Makes perfect sense. Sounds like she's paying the right lawyers to do the right things and the advice that she's getting. All right, algoriters, this is a question for you guys. Is this accountability or is this a strategic play to avoid consequences? Share your verdict using hashtag Celebrity Court down in the comments. All right, really quickly, this is a part of the show where we, the lawyers and the judge, give our verdict on the cases that we've highlighted tonight. All right, first up, Lyft. Is Lyft guilty or not guilty of discriminating against that woman? Attorney Turner, what say you?
So Lyft is a company I think has some defenses because the driver was an independent contractor, and whether or not his actions flowed to the organization, that remains unclear. And as it relates to him, though, I still think he should have given her an opportunity to get in the car. And we do not fat shame on this show.
All right, Attorney Weiss, guilty or not guilty, Turner?
The Lyft and the driver are not guilty. That would be like saying that I wear a size 11 shoe and I want to go ahead and try on a 3.
Attorney Carter, guilty or not guilty?
He is guilty of understanding the laws of physics. He is guilty for caring about his automotive maintenance. He's guilty for not wanting to pop a wheelie all the way to the party. He is guilty. I'd be guilty too.
Tanya Crowder said her stomach is guilty. This show is going to hell. All right, I'm Al.
I'm driving the left.
I'm Al. I'm your judge here in Celebrity Court. And we're going to find Lyft not guilty of discriminating. And we're going to find this rapper guilty of using this opportunity to introduce her rap game and her artistry to the rest of the world that we never knew existed. All right, next up. Whew, Lord, who's next? I don't even know.
Sonny Clark said y'all going to hell. Sonny Clark in the comments.
I'm a little scared, y'all. You see Renee Carter in the comments here?
All right, next up is O.J. Simpson's son, Justin. Is he guilty or not guilty of trying to steal the house from the family? Attorney Turner, what say you?
I'm going to say Justin is guilty of creative interpretation of the laws. That's what I think, because Justin knows that this was all subterfuge for his dad to have the house and that it was supposed to go to the estate. But, big ups to him for manipulating the system.
All right, Attorney Weiss.
I'm saying he is not guilty of doing anything wrong, but guilty of using the system.
All right, Attorney Carter.
He's guilty of being a grown-ass man who living in his daddy's house. Get your own damn place, Justin. And cut your siblings in. They had to have a killing daddy too. All right. If everybody got to have the slander of a bad daddy, they all get 1/4 of the money.
Everybody needs somebody to lay their head. All right. I'm Al Reynolds, and I'm the judge here in Celebrity Court. And Justin, I'm going to find you not guilty for being smarter than the rest of your siblings You get the house, son, because you knew exactly what was going down.
Wait.
Down.
Toya
Right,
Carter, Your Honor. Toya Carter. Justin is his daddy's son, so not guilty. If the glove don't fit, you must acquit.
Justin Simpson, smart on you. All right, next up is TD Jakes guilty or not guilty for messing with that boy's Tootsie Cat.
I'm sorry. Tiffany, HR, Tootsie Cat is high as hell right now. Let him have the house.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, what case are we on?
Tiffany, HR said Tootsie Cat is high as hell right now. Let him have the house. I ain't lying, baby. You ain't never lied right there. The by the pound is going down by the pound. Listen, it's so expensive. All right, is he guilty or not guilty, Attorney Turner?
We talking about TD Jakes?
Yes.
I gotta vote with the bishop. He's not guilty. I need more.
All right, Attorney Carter.
He's not guilty. Woman, thou art loose. All right, leave Bishop alone.
Attorney Weiss.
I have no clue.
You better
don't even know who TD Jakes is. You ain't been through what I've been through, son. All right, I'm Alan. I'm the judge here in Celebrity Court. And Bishop TD Jakes, we got your back. Baby.
There you
are
go.
not guilty of playing with that boy's Tootsie Cat. You are not guilty, TD Jakes. I don't care what they say. You are a man of the cloth, a man of the word. You will never rob no little boy of their Tootsie Cat. All right. Next up, Chilean nationals. Are they guilty or not guilty of robbing these rich people? Attorney Weiss?
They are guilty of being smart and taking advantage of the opportunity and knowing they ain't gonna get caught. But they're guilty of doing wrong.
All right.
Guilty, but I ain't mad at him because it's rough out here. All right. You got
Abby
sometimes you have to steal from the
NYC
Super Bowl
said he
champion.
touched it. Abby NYC said he touched it with a washcloth. Attorney Turner, please save us. Is these national folks guilty or not guilty?
I hope they're guilty, and I hope they hit it because they are now criminals from Chile, and so they going back. So hopefully they got some pennies in their pockets.
Christian R said the white guy never been swallowed up.
And Christine R said the white guy has no clue. So
what? Christian R said Jason's never been swallowed.
And by the way, let's be clear. We are going back to Chile if you a little shaded brown, all right? You all, unless you carry your birth certificate in your back pocket, we all going back, all right? So you better learn some Spanish.
Oh, wait, Attorney Carter, did you hear this? So apparently this was a joke, I think, but women were taking their husband's ID out of their wallet and sending them to Home Depot and then calling ICE and having them get picked up.
Now that's
drinking or something tonight. All right, next up, everybody. All right, Diddy faces more allegations. Is Diddy guilty or not guilty for playing with Danity Kane? Attorney Weiss?
If you say Diddy, you have to say guilty.
All right, Attorney Carter.
He's guilty. We knew that in 2006.
Attorney
when
Carter.
You say Diddy, I say guilty. Diddy.
Guilty.
All right, this is Al, and I'm the judge here in the court of Celebrity Court of Public Opinion, and unfortunately, we don't like it, but in the court of public opinion, Diddy is guilty of everything that they say he did. Why did it take so long, I'll never know, but we're going to find him guilty. Guilty is charged. All right, last but not least, is Karen Huger guilty or not guilty of trying to get out of taking responsibility for her DUI? Attorney Carter?
Of course. But it is a really, really smart thing to do, and it might be good for stay in rehab, girl, with or without the wig.
Attorney Wise?
That wig, she might get no time at all. But,
Attorney Wise?
She's guilty of using the system to her advantage, and she should be able to cut down some of the penalty. And look, let her get healthy. That's the important thing.
All right, Attorney Turner.
I agree with both of my colleagues.
All right, I'm Al. I'm the judge here in Celebrity Court of Public Opinion. We're going to find Karen Huger guilty of being smart and knowing how to navigate this media storm that she's in. And I will say this, Karen, if you're listening, if any of her friends are listening, get this back to her. Stay in rehab as long as you can. The longer you stay, the better your case is. All right, everybody. Tonight's docket reminded us that justice isn't always black and white. It's layers. Those layers are complex. They have motivations. And there's a thing that's called public perception that can always change the verdict. From Karen Huger's DUI scandal to growing allegations against Diddy, and from O.J. Simpson's family feud to the international crime ring in affluent neighborhoods, one thing is clear. Fame and power don't exempt anyone from scrutiny. But here's the real question. Are we truly seeking justice with these cases that we talk about and find in our dockets in the law system, in the judicial system? Or are we chasing the spectacle of it all? I think it's the spectacle that's got us hooked. The verdict is yours. Join the conversation using hashtag Celebrity Court and tell us where you stand on all of the issues. Until next time, stay critical, stay curious, and keep demanding accountability where it's needed most. Good night, and court is now what? Adjourned. Thank you for joining us here on Celebrity Court.